promised, we've finally managed to go and do a comparison of the Eventuri intake system for the A90 Supra, and we had a quick look at it before we installed it in the car. It's absolutely stunning. Like, I know it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but this thing is beautiful. And unfortunately, a lot of cold air intakes, or aka hot air intakes, will probably decrease your power, but what we wanted to do is test to see how much extra power, if any, this intake gave us given a stock for stock car. So our car has a high flow turbo, intercooler, and a whole bunch of other modifications. So average Joe's probably not going to have all that sort of stuff in their car. So what we figured we'd do is we procured a standard vehicle, one of GT Auto's regular customers, and we installed this in their car. Now, we didn't put this in. This is the air intake for the headlight delete, mostly because I don't think many people are going to be deleting their headlight. Now, we've got this so that we can put it on for the track. What I'll do is I'll show you in a little bit, but we've got a little strip. So because this deletes the headlight, it also deletes the indicator and the parking light, but we've got a solution for that, which I'll show you in a little bit. So since the Eventuri headlight duct does not have an indicator or a parking light, what we've done is we've gone and bought this little strip lighting thing over here, which is going to substitute that. So if we power it up, it's got a little backing tape on there, so it won't be that dark once that's off there. But that'll be the parking light, or the DRL. And then if we fire up the indicator, it will then change to a sequential indicator. So we're going to run that along the bottom half of the headlight duct, so that at least we can still drive during the day. And then that means that we'll still be mostly legal. We won't have a headlight, but during the day it's unlikely to attract any dodgy attention. And we'll also have an indicator and a DRL. So that will go on there. It's got some double-sided tape, and once we install it, we'll chuck that on there. But first off, let's see what power difference this makes, if anything, on the stock standard A90 Supra. We're going to throw it on the dyno, and let's just see what it does.
So basically the lower one here, which is a stock standard, no modifications, we're at, what was that, 321 horsepower.
Yeah.
And that was very like back to back.
Same day, same temps.
It was within an hour of each other, pulling the factory airbox out to put the Eventuri into it.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't here for the install, but how difficult was the install itself?
It was very straightforward.
Yeah.
Once you got the stock airbox out, it was simple.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like putting the stock airbox back in, but yeah, it was a little bit easier actually. There was nothing tricky about it.
Yeah.
And it was 10 to 15 minutes maximum.
Okay.
It's not really a hard
I'm pretty
job.
sure there are some install videos online, so I'll put a link to how to install it, since we didn't get to do it ourselves. But when we do put it in the yellow car, we'll probably give some pointers of that.
But yeah, it's very straightforward. It's not a hard job at all.
So 15, 20 minutes and
yeah, that'd be kind of
in.
the top end of it, yeah.
Okay. Now, I mean, typically we see with airboxes or intakes,
yeah,
you're normally losing power because you're getting a hot air intake.
Yeah.
And this thing looks like they've actually gone to a fair bit of effort.
Well, yeah, again, I'm always skeptical on going from, especially on a stock car, there's usually the amount of dollars that standard.
Well, yeah, $1 billion company versus
a very small business,
or just some guy that's just jammed a pod filter on there and gone, yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. And this was with the bonnet closed
Yes, I did it both. I did it back to back with stock, with bonnet up, bonnet down, and then with the Eventuri setup, bonnet up, bonnet down.
Yeah.
And there was fractionally difference between the two.
Okay.
So it's basically, I've done both, and this is pretty much an average of both runs. And yeah, like the end result was actually surprising. Yeah,
now, I think advertised power, they say between 10 to 17 horsepower, but
yeah,
looking at this, I think we've actually peak to peak.
We're smack on 10 horsepower, just a little bit over.
But if you're looking at,
oh yeah,
like where the biggest differential is,
yep,
it's substantially more than that. That's the peak power.
And top end was, and that was, I literally did about 12 runs, and just to make sure that this here was exactly, and not some, you know, some anomaly.
Yeah.
And it was, every run was pretty much identical to that.
So what is this indicating to us? Is that the factory intake's a little bit restrictive?
Yeah, there's a slight restriction there, which, you know, it's a production.
Yeah.
Whereas yes, this intake's obviously got some R&D into it.
Yeah.
We've got a, you know, 13. It's not a big increase in mid-range torque, but it's, you know, it's an increase all the way through there. Same with horsepower all the way through. I mean, top end was the biggest difference.
Yeah.
Whereas it continually, every run,
it's surprising. Past. Stock, it actually drops off.
And that was back to back. It would just fall off, fall off, fall off.
Yeah.
And then yeah, with the Eventuri, every time it was more and more.
And I suppose once we've got rid of because the standard turbo has quite a step of a restrictor plate, basically. Once you get rid of that, we should actually see.
Well, that'll be interesting with yours, because yours are whole different.
Yeah. I think that we'll start to see some pretty interesting results there.
Well,
so we got 16 horsepower
at the same RPM,
but we've got this much more, 1,000 extra RPM
with more horsepower. Yeah.
I know it's not the cheapest airbox out there, but I'm gonna say I reckon once we've got the high flow turbo tuned.
Well, that'll be really interesting actually, if you got it tuned on the stock and then just to bolt that straight in to see the difference then.
And we've always struggled with intake temp issues with these, which is why we've gone with the headlight duct. Yeah. I'll be very interested to see our IATs.
On track, that's got to help.
Yeah.
But there's no ifs, buts, or maybe there's a lot of air getting in there.
Yeah. Cool features with this is that, so this is where the pod filter goes. This is the factory inlet that sits near the headlight duct. But you'll notice on here, and there's the heat shield for where the turbo lives, the manifold. The strut brace insert, although the generation 1 of these doesn't have a strut brace, it accommodates it so that anyone that wants to chuck one from the Z4 or a Cusco strut brace will have that ability to do that. But you'll also see a blanking plate here, which is for people that haven't got the headlight duct. So once you install the headlight duct, there's a little conduit that goes to that allows you to run the extra ram air from that into here. We had been seeing some pretty high IATs, which is an inherent problem with water to air intercoolers. So that is going to be very interesting to see. And once our high flow GCG turbo is done, we will put it back on the dyno, and Dave's going to be the man to...
We'll see what it does.
Yeah. So I reckon if we're making 16 horsepower just out of an airbox, people that have plans to do high flow turbos and such, I think you will find that this is actually going to give you some decent results. But thank you so much to the guys from Eventuri and Scuderia Auto Art Interstate. They are the ones that sent this up to us to test. Man, I'm impressed. That's some pretty decent numbers there. So it's not often that you sort of actually get a result that reflects what they say in the brochure, really.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah, usually it's half.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks Dave, thanks Scuderia, and thanks Eventuri.